Why study Shakespeare? Shakespeare has given us lots of knowledge on history and a huge example of how English has changed over time, like the formation of sonnets. They are very tricky. The Shakespeare writing has influenced me because the words were more intelligent. Their writings take us more time to create from the Shakespeare language because they are so highly educated. The sonnets we have learned to read, write, and understand have improved the overall understanding of the play. The rhyming in them is very tricky, especially when you have to write one yourself. This taught me the intensity of rhyming in the Shakespeare language while containing the Old English words they used. The sonnets are unique and they show how much more of a skilled writer Shakespeare is and why he's a good role model. The specific words we've learned from Shakespeare, like thou and ye, were very essential to even begin reading the play. These words are used in place of some of the most common words we use today. An example of when thou was used in Shakespeare was in the most famous line from the balcony scene in Romeo and Juliet. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Shakespeare's writing can be inspirational. The Romeo and Juliet story can teach many lessons to some. I have found that his writings give me a different outlook on the things I read. Bubonic plague was a major topic in the Shakespeare time. It was good to learn about one of the main epidemics of this time. The topic of the Black Death was what I chose for last week's research blog. I learned that over 60% of the Europe population was killed by these black rats. The other plagues stated by characters in the story show the different kinds of plagues that can occur. Mercutio states in this line, a plague of both your houses, that he wants both families to die. This is not like the Black Plague, where it was a major epidemic. The clothing they wore shows us the evolution of costumes used in plays like Shakespeare. All of the evolutions from what plays were like back then can help us get a better understanding of how things change. Shakespeare was an intelligent man. He writes with much pride about a Romeo man in love with his soon bride. Shakespeare shows intelligence like he can, writing down the paper his pen ran. The language has improved between now and then. Some can be inspirational and force outlooks that have never been. The words were invented by choice. There was no ban. I have learned from the old. The readings change your outlook. Never knew something could make you feel so cold. Just from a greatly written book. Right when I read this play, I was sold. Took me by surprise, but they ain't no crooks.